The Virtual Grip Network and the Bootleg Racing League welcome you to the Grand National Series. It is week 6 of the 2022 winter season, and another battle shaping up that is intense between Matthew Thunhorst and J.R. Shepard. We welcome you to the virtual Southern National Motorsports Park, one of the tightest courses we go to this season. The Grand National Series is brought to you by Gargamel's Kitchen, a food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit their office at 2045 South Valencia Street or give them a call at 720-707-6178. Good evening, friends. Marty Sakala with you alongside the Professor John Hine. Welcome to SNNP. We are delighted you could join us on VGN. John, let's talk about the battle once again. Matthew Thunhorst and J.R. Shepard. Again intense, and last week, if you missed us at South Boston, Thunhorst increased it by a marker once again, up 2.
Yeah, last week was really exciting. We had a 3-car battle, a caution-free race, battle that, well, the race was not decided until the last lap, and it was a fantastic race, and Matthew came out ahead, and, you know, as you see right here, our point standings, you've got Matthew up front, 198, followed by J.R. Shepard, then Kenny Kilby, Justin Morton, and Austin Belke rounding out your top 5. And, you know, one race, bad race from any of those guys, you see right there, Matthew can go from 1st down to 5th, 6th. It is still a close battle.
J.R. Shepard, our in-race reporter. We're not going to waste any time. We'll get right down to him. J.R. Shepard, Marty up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
JR, you pretty much won every race tonight, from the late models to the modifieds. What is it going to take tonight to take the win here at SNMP and close that point lead down?
Probably a lot of luck, to be honest with you. This is a track where it's pretty line specific, but at the same time, it depends on which line goes on the starts and restarts. So it's a little bit of luck in that case. The other thing that's going to come into play here is just how much you save those rear tires. So rear tire wear is going to be really important, and if you wear the tires out, it's going to affect you getting into the corner and off the corner.
Real more thing, how important is it when it comes to that muscle memory on the apex? One mistake when you go off of your braking point, and you could be in for a wild ride.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this is one of those tracks where if you touch the apron just a little bit, it's going to upset the car extremely. So, yeah, you gotta hit that apex, get as low as you can, but don't overturn the wheel. And these cars kind of do that chatter under braking, especially after 20 or 25 laps in. So your natural feeling is to turn the wheel a little bit more, and when you do that, you try to get back on the throttle and you get that push loose condition. So it's going to be a big balance tonight for sure. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
J.R. Shepard, good luck tonight, man.
Yep, thank you guys.
Checkers are out on practice, and we are just about ready to go here for our 100 lap feature. And it's broken down the starting lineup by invert from last week via top 8, and then 9 through 16 of the results from last week. 16 drivers ready to take the green flag, and here's how they'll line up. Tim Chinoski on the pole position, and next to him, Austin Belke. That's row number 1. Row 2, James Lowe in the 99, and Justin Morton in the 9. Row 3, the row to watch out closely, J.R. Shepard in the 98, Matthew Thunhorst in the 8. Row number 4 is Jason Menda in the 45 and Adam Shane in the 79. Rounding out the top 10, Joe Segala in the 81 and Donnie Moore in the 26. John?
Yeah, starting in 11th here tonight is going to be, starting 11th is going to be Ruben Altice. Next to him will be Todd Liston. Then behind them is going to be Donnie Moore and Kurt Smith, and looking like it's going to be on the field. Shotgun on the field is going to be Bruce Pearson and Ryan Seneker.
As the field rolls off, as we get set to take the green flag, let's break it down for you here on our track analysis. 100 laps, Southern National Motorsports Park, 0.4 of a mile, pit road speed 35 miles an hour, seats 4,500, and the banking pretty big, 17 degrees in the corners, 7 degrees in the straights. You can compare it to a Bristol Motor Speedway, just a little bit smaller and ARCA style. One lap until we get the green flag here for week number 6 of the Grand National Series. 16 men strong, ready to take the green flag as they go down the back straightaway. And in the words of Buffalo Bills Hall of Fame head coach Marv Levy, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? The Bootleg Racing League is underway at SNMP as Shanowski gets the early start. On Belky, they head into turn 1. James Lowe wants the inside for second spot down the back chute.
It looks like a great battle here. They're still side by side. Noah's Ark kind of all the way back through the field. Very, very little movement from one line to another. But I tell you, they'll get sorted out here pretty quick and go racing.
Absolutely. James Lowe trying to find that run on the bottom side. Can't get up to the quarter pattern of Belky and shuts the door. Justin Morton up in no man's land. But with battle for the race late, here comes Belky up on the outside of Shanowski. 2 by 2 amongst the front 2 rows. Belky looked like he overdrove it on the exit for just a moment. Shanowski, though, staying in the fight. And Belky leads it at the line with a pass around the outside. Could that be key tonight, possibly? Oh, hang on, we got caution. And Bossman's around Lowell Jewell in the 52, trying to upright that one around, and he keeps it straight. Looks like Bruce Pearson also involved in the 22. Same with Ryan Seneker in the 19. We are under caution for the first time this evening. Take a look here at the replay. What do we got here, John?
Yeah, it looks like just a matter of early race, maybe just not quite being in a rhythm yet, and looked like the Bossman just kind of got around a little bit and got a couple cars collected there.
Possibly maybe too much right foot on the exit likely led to that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, it's early on. It's hard to get a rhythm going, and you feel good. The car, you got as much grip as you're going to have on the tires now. You got a couple laps in. You want to see how far you can push it, and I think it was just a little too far there for him. But good news is we're only 6 laps into 100. He's going to have plenty of time to recover.
Bruce Pearson and Ryan Seneker were also involved. They're able to get the opportunity to use their quick repair and get back out there on the track. But with how quick the laps tick off here at Southern National Motorsport Park, you cannot waste any time. Drivers will go multiple laps down. Ruben Altis in that number 11, currently in 12th position, was also involved in the wreck after Lowell came down onto the 11's passenger door with nowhere to go, but it looks like he doesn't really have any damage in sight. We are about to get back to the green flag. Austin Belky with the lead on the inside. Tim Shanowski, row 1. Morton and Lowe, row 2. Shepard and Thunhurst, row 3. Menda and Shane, row 4. And Moore and Segala round out the top 10. Belky, the control car here for this restart. We're back to green. 8 laps are in the books. And what a great jump. Clears away on Tim Shanowski. Morton on the inside immediately takes second spot. But here comes J.R. Shepard off of turn 2, wanting third. As Lowe cuts down back in 5th.
Yeah, they're side by side from about 3rd place on back, Marty. And, you want to get away from this as quickly as you can because just JR touched on it in the pre-race. When you're on the bottom and you can't swing out, you're eating your tires up. The guys on the outside are actually abusing their tires a little less than the guys on the inside. So I know why you want to be desperate to be on the bottom. Being on the bottom right now can actually hurt you a little later in the race.
One of the reasons why you saw Austin Belky take the race lead earlier around the outside up on Tim Shanowski. He had the fastest lap at the time. Justin Morton has the quickest lap of this race at the moment with a 15:14, but J.R. Shepard closing in on him in the battle for second spot. Update on Thunhorse. He is stuck up on that outside in what you could call no man's land because of the guy that's in front of him. Tim Shanowski with nowhere to go, and Thunhorst is losing big spots and big points. Jason Menda on the inside for 6th position. And this may not be what you want here, John Hine.
No, it's really not this early on, but he's got to remain patient here. He can't force anything because it's so easy to get into trouble. If he pushes somebody too hard and they get loose or he gets on their bumper, they get loose and he gets into them. Next thing you know, you're in a wreck. So you can see him going back and forth, trying to figure out which lane. We've all been there on the highway. You figure out which lane's going faster, then one will go, then the other, and We've all been there in rush hour, and it looks like that's what Matt Funhorse is experiencing right now.
And Thunhorse has found his way back to the bottom. Top three currently nose to tail. Belke, Morton, and Shepard. And you've got more about maybe 5 to 10 car lengths back. Menda and Shanoski duking at it for P5 with Thunhorse behind in 7th. Donnie Moore in that 20. Oh my God! Menda goes around. We're under caution. And my goodness, what a job by Menda to keep that off the inside wall until I just said that. And this may put him a lap down here. Let's show you what happened, John.
Yeah, you see Menda just loses the back of the car again, that throttling up. And, you know, if you got someone breathing down your neck, you know, your inclination, let me get a little bit more. Let me get a little bit of separation between us. And, you know, this track, it's just amazing how light the back ends get when you're coming up out of these corners. I suspect it has something to do with the amount of banking in the corners, because you can kind of feel that at Bristol too. The car just, you know, it loads up into the corner with that banking, and when that banking falls away, you know, it upsets the car even without hitting anything, and you put too much throttle in it, around they go.
17 degrees of banking around Southern National Motorsports Park, as he'll go about a lap down or so, Jason Menda. And now the big thing is, though, I know he kept that, didn't have a hard contact. Number one does have some cosmetic damage at the front of that Havoline scheme, but also may have used up the tires big time with the spin, may have flat spotted them.
Yeah, and this is a good time to point out that you mentioned that here in BRL, these guys have to make all 100 laps on their tires. Yes. You cannot go in, you cannot change them. They have a fast repair, so if you get damage, you know, from smack on a wall or getting hit, that's fine. You've got a mulligan there. But as far as the tires go, what you start on is what you're finishing on. So yes, that's why it's so important to take care of them, especially the first 20, 25 laps of the race.
Absolutely. So while we are at it, still Austin Belke leading. What are you thinking if you're Belke at this moment currently, as he'll have J.R. Shepard behind him for this restart?
Austin just needs to concentrate what's out in front of him. You know, make sure he concentrates on getting a good start, you know, firing at the right place, getting a solid run off that corner, and be in command by the time he gets to turn one. And then at that point, just hit your marks. You can't worry about what's going on behind you. You just got to focus what's in front of you if you're the leader.
It is Belke and Moore in row 1, Shepard and Lowe, row 2, Shanoski and Thunhorst, row 3. Excuse me, Shanoski and Thunhorst, row 3, Moore, Shane, and then Smith and Segala round out the top 10. Belke fires, Moore in matches, back to green. And let's see if this works out for Justin Moore in trying to apex it, get the banking off turn 2 to his advantage. Pulls up alongside the door of Austin Belke. Side by side for the race lead in the center of 3 and 4. Belke tries to power off. Moore nearly clips the wall.
Yeah, when you power up that late in the corner, that car can push coming up out of that corner that high up on the track. And when you do that and touch that wall, man, it just kills your momentum and can, as close as they're running, will cost you a spot or two.
Shepard uses it to his advantage, takes away second at the line. Here comes Lowe in that 99, looking for P3 as they go at it just about a car's width of alongside each other in that situation. You got Thunhorse in the top 5, getting away from the situation with Shanoski and company. So they continue to go at it in that battle for third position. Meanwhile, Shepard closing in on Belke by about a couple of tenths.
Well, the battle for third is just really outstanding between James Lowe and then Thunhorst and Justin Morton there. All three of them are really not giving each other an inch.
When you look at the point standings live as it happens between the top two, J.R. Shepard would have the points lead by just about a marker over Thunhorst at the moment as they continue to go at it for third position. Bad exit for James Lowe compared to Justin Morton, but Lowe is up there on the quarter panel still. Man, Lowe is wheeling that baby off of turn 4.
Yeah, he can't use all the track. You know, he's putting a lot of wheel into it to make sure he doesn't drift up and hit those two guys. And I think he wisely here kind of backed up and found himself a hole. And now he can kind of use the track and let his tires get a little cooled off, so to speak, and go back to work.
Oh, hang on. Close call in the center of the corner. Donnie Moore, the rear end got light. May not have used as much brakes as he wanted, or maybe a little bit too much brakes, but he just got slideways, dirt tracked it, falls all the way back to 8th as Adam Shane takes away the 7th position on track. Meanwhile, back up front, you see Lowell Jewell pulling it in the pits. He is parking it for the evening. Battle for the lead, heating up. Half a car length difference between Austin Belke and J.R. Shepard off of turn 2. If I'm Shepard, I'd probably be patient. A lot of time. We're about to put 32 laps up on the pylon. Oh, trouble. Nope, never mind. Lowell Jewell back in the pits. Nope, no caution. I had Lowell Jewell pop up on my screen that said he crashed, but we are good.
No, it looked like he turned in between the pit boxes and was headed to the hot dog stand, and I mean, that's where he's probably going. But you know, again though, these front guys, it's kind of nice here. Being 100 laps, you know, they've got the luxury now to be patient, click some laps off, and maybe try to find weaknesses and the guys in front of you. You know, get little runs, back away, figure out where you can actually make a move. So a little later in the race, you can set up a pass and execute it quickly.
Don't look now. Thunhorst is closing in this battle for the top spot, but first he has to deal with Justin Morton. A building block in his path, just about half a car length separate them. As you look at the gap, it was even that time at a 15.42, but you know that Thunhorst is the faster car when you look at it per average speed.
Yeah, Matthew is showing a lot of patience here right now. You know, and it looks like, you know, it doesn't look like Justin's holding them up too much here, but as these laps tick away here, you're going to see Matthew get a little less patient, and the sense of urgency will rise, and that, you know, then I think you might see a little bit more aggressive racing out of him.
Points would be tied if everything were to stand at the moment. I think Shepard would have the tiebreaker, even though we shouldn't really worry about tiebreakers at the moment. I mean, for crying out loud, it is week number 6. Shepard starting to inch his way closer, was 500ths quicker compared to Belke. Remember, Shepard, as we told you earlier, if you just joined us, won in the late model and the modified earlier tonight, trying to put an exclamation point onto week 6 tonight with a win. And we got reports Adam Shane has an issue in turn 4 as he is bringing it into the pits in the 79 machine. And I see some damage up on that right side. I'm not sure if he had an issue or what it was, John.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, and looks like he's exited the car and might call it a night here.
Absolutely. Shane has taken it to the pits and parking it for the night. Battle still happening for both spots, for first and for third. Gotta tell you as well, by the way, John, gotta give credit to Tim Shanowski for staying up in this fight with James Lowell for 5th, one of the better drivers we have in this series. Shanowski's still giving it to him. He is still pulling out some punches right now in that boxing ring.
Yeah, Tim is an extremely smooth driver, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, uses his head behind the wheel. He's in a good spot right now. He's not having to use his car too much to just stay in tow here. And like I said, it's a nice time that you can see where you get runs on him. You know, okay, I'm better than turn 2 than what, you know, he is, the guy in front of me is. Then start to figure out how you can use that to your advantage. And like I said, when we get to crunch time, use it, and that's where you can make your pass.
Look at the biggest movers of the race so far. Kurt Smith is one of them in the number 6. Started from 11th. He is up to 7th position. Probably the biggest one. Todd Liston in the number 87 in a nice battle happening for 10th position with Ruben Altis. Up 5 positions, starting 15th. Now he's back in 11th. They've been going at it for the last 5 to 10 laps or so. That's been a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it is. Those two are side by side as they head into 3, actually, and you know, and this is a time an hour with 47 laps. Oh no!
Liston's glow goes around, and we're under caution. Third one of the evening, and you watched it live as it happened. Let's take a look here on the replay and show you what went down with Todd Liston as turn 4 continues to be calamity corner for drivers this evening. May even want to call it dirt track corner with how the drivers have been getting sideways. But got to give credit to Liston, though. He kept it off the inside wall with very minimal damage.
Keep talking about a dirt track corner. I'm going to put my fire suit on and go grab a sprint car and get out there with these guys.
Here's the onboard with Liston at the moment. You can see was trying to get back in the gas and try and get back up to the door a little bit. Too much right foot. And just missed that inside wall. How about that from Todd?
Yeah, it's a good job for Todd not to hit the wall. And I'll tell you, though, we're at lap 49 here, working lap 49. And now we're at the point where your tires are starting to transition, probably starting to lose some of that good. And guys are going to have to start, working a little bit more in the corners and being a little more careful as they come out of the corners here. So the guys that took care of their tires those first 20 laps are going to be pretty good here. But the guys that might have been running a little bit hard, maybe overdriving the corners a little bit, I think this is where you're going to see the comers and goers happen here, and you're going to see those guys that abused them a little bit start to fall back.
While we're at it, let's take care of some business. Today's race is brought to you by Gargamel's Kitchen, a food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit their office at 2045 South Valencia Street or give them a call at 720-707-6178, the proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. So as we get set for this restart, John, do you like where you are if you're J.R. Shepherd up on the outside? It seems like on the short runs, the outside line is the place to be. We learned that from Austin Belke when we took the green flag, but a big difference, we're going from stickers to scuffs.
Yeah, and the point is now you can stay out to the outside probably maybe 3-4 laps and really challenge, but if you can't get around there, you better have a spot to get back low, or you might end up losing a couple, 2-3 spots.
We'll put 52 laps up on the pylon this time here at Southern National Motorsports Park. Belke, the control car, gets a great restart, tries to clear J.R. Shepherd, and I think he can to turn number 1. Thunhorse tries to follow suit. They're both up on the outside, and Thunhorse tries to get a run for third position. Oh, we got jumped big time. That is Shanowski, went on top of the hood of Joe Segala, and we're under caution once again for the first time this evening. This one I think you just saw coming, man. Shanowski just tried to come down, I think, on Smith. You'll see the replay right here. Oh, that looked tough to me. What'd you see, John?
I think he got a little help going around there, and things happen quick here, and it looks like Kurt Smith got a run through the middle of the corner. Maybe he didn't anticipate, got up there and got in the back of Tim and got Tim around there.
And you were watching on board here from behind. And I think this was with Joe Segala. Oh, no, excuse me. That was Segala. Yes, it was Segala. As all he sees is the undercarriage of the machine of Shanowski. Man, oh man, that got a little bit crazy. Got to give credit as well to Todd Liston as he barely missed that accident. Almost got caught up in back-to-back yellows.
Yeah, going back to Segala's view, I've been around racing long enough, but when you see when you see the underneath of another car, that's usually bad. So, yeah, they did a good job probably for being where they were in the field and where that happened. Actually, all the guys in the field did a really good job of not making that into a bigger wreck.
Absolutely. So, you hate to see that as well if you're Shanowski. Was running inside the top 6 for pretty much most of this day. And now he gets put to the tail end of the lead lap. So with 4 cautions in this race tonight, John, I think this makes up for the caution-free event we had last week.
Yeah, it's just, I think this is a track specific here. I mean, this is a really tough track just because it's so fast and the cars are so on edge here.
So we'll try this once again. The top 4 were the same top 4. Excuse me, top 5 were the same top 5 when they took the green last time. 42 laps to go. And Shepherd matches on Belke for the restart. But Shepherd up to the quarter panel of Austin Belke. The battle for the race lead. A bad exit from Austin Belke. Shepherd pulls up. They're even entering turn number 3. J.R. Shepherd looking for his first lead of the evening. As following suit is Thunhorse and at the stripe. Give it to Shepherd.
Yeah, Shepherd's got to make this work right here because right now the 2 guys in the row that started behind him are both on each other's bumper here. If the bottom starts to roll, you're going to see JR slip all the way back to 3rd.
Not where you want to be if you're Belky in no man's land with the worn out tires. Another bad exit. Got a little bit squirrely off of turn number 2. This time Belky drives it in deep, trying to get the lead back from Shepard. He can't do it.
No, and he's just killing his tires down there. JR is right on his door as he comes out of the corners, and I think JR may get the advantage here eventually here in the next lap or two.
We'll see if he can clear him off of turn 4 this time. No, he stays within the door. Thunhorse continues to follow suit. The outside line is the place you want to be, and Justin Morton has learned that lesson. He goes up about 1.5 grooves higher in turn number 2 that time and tries to go by on Thunhorse, and look who's up here in the top 5. Donnie Moore has passed James Lowe up in the 5th position, but we continue to watch the side-by-side battle for the top spot.
Yeah, they are just holding steady up there. And we got a caution on the field.
That's for the 19, Ryan Seneker. I think that's the second or if not third accident he's been in this evening in Calamity Corner this time. And this was all by himself. 5th yellow of the evening. And this is an interesting one when you see this, guys. What do you see here, John?
You know, I almost think that he might have clipped that apron just a little bit. No, he was losing it on corner entry. I think maybe he was given a little bit too much brake and had that wheel turn, because that's one of the other things. These cars will snap around if you're putting input into the brake and you're got that wheel turned. These cars will snap on you.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit too much weight shift towards the front, leading to the rear end getting light and going wherever in the world it wanted. Got to give him credit, though, as well, because normally when a car overcorrects like that, that car will snap into the outside wall. However, though, it did not. Nice car control from Seneker. He'll go for, and I'm not sure why he is in pit road, honestly, because number 1, you go a lap down because of that. Number 2, you just wasted a quick repair because Seneker had no damage in that accident.
Well, you said he was involved in a couple of the others. So if he had damage and there was like, I don't know, maybe a minute worth of repair or something to be done. I've done this before where I've come in every caution and taken a little repair just every time. I can recall races where I've been on pit road 4 or 5 times in a race, even though I wasn't involved in an incident.
Absolutely. So with 5 yellows, I want to say this is the most yellows we have had in a race this season. And I know of all of the races I've called with Virtual Group Network in the Bootleg Racing League, I haven't seen that as many yellows as this we've had tonight, but this is normal. In the words of Denny Hamlin, it's short track racing. It's a very tight track at SNMP. All right, so here we go. J.R. Shepard, first time he gets to bring the field back to the green flag with Austin Belky next to him. Matthew Thunhorse to follow Shepard up on that inside line. And Justin Morton in 4th. Donnie Moore rounds out the top 5. What a restart, and he catches Belky sleeping big time. A big clear by Shepard for the lead. Let's see if he can pull away just a little bit.
Belky really needs to. Yeah, as I say, Belky really needs to hold that outside here as they go through 3 and 4.
It's working a little bit well for him. Donnie Moore's loose. Here we go. Kurt Smith, they pound the wall with Segala in the 81, 6th yellow of the evening. Holy smokes.
Wow.
What a tough break for Donnie Moore. Perhaps his best car he has had all season long. And just like Seneker, the rear end got light. I thought he was going to save it with some help from Kurt Smith, but they both drag up in the racetrack and boom, into Segala's path. This is on board with Segala in the 81. Show you from his perspective, nowhere to go. Route was just cut off right in front of his bumper.
Yeah, Donnie got in trouble really early on in the corner. And I tell you, James Lowe,
yeah,
he had the miss of the night. You want to talk about a Code Brown moment. James Lowe, I don't know how he didn't hit Donnie. Wow, that has got to be the move of the race.
I think you're talking about Bruce Pearson in the 22, the green car.
No, I'm talking the blue one, the 99.
Oh, yeah. Another one. So there are 2 great misses there. Lowe goes up, same with Altice to miss that one, but my goodness. Watch the onboard here if we can show this to you. If you can bring this up here, our producer Daniel. Yes, here we go. Watch Bruce Pearson here in 1 and 2. I don't know how the heck he missed this one. Goes up. Whoop!
Like I said, that is a pure definition of a Code Brown moment. That's you stand up in your seat on things like that.
So these are the most yellows we have had this season in a GNS race. And this has brought in some bigger movers now. Ruben Altice up 7 spots after starting 13th. Bruce Pearson up 6 spots after starting in 14th position. Bruce Pearson, by the way, if this race were to end right now, would start on pole position for next week. So we're wasting no time on caution laps. We are going back to green. Shepard on the inside. Matthew Thunhorst in row 1. Belke and Moore in row 2. James Lowe, Ruben Altice, they round out the top 3. We're ready to bring them back to the green flag with 14 drivers, I want to say, on the track still, but probably half of them are clean still. This time, Thunhorst up on that outside. He was on the outside. Last time he was on the inside. Can he clear Belke for second position? Yes, he can. And here we go, the ultimate battle. The Matt Shepard and Stuart Friesen of GNS Racing is about to go at it once again. But behind them, Belke and Morton side by side for third. Belke almost got his nose underneath Thunhorst in the battle for second spot.
Yeah, you've got the 2-point leaders, 1-2 now, duking it out here, and this is what you want to see. The top 2 guys in the points settling amongst themselves here, but man, there's some heavy racing going on mid-pack.
Absolutely, and you see it right there. Donnie Moore has made his way back up to 8th position. Bruce Pearson losing some spots. Tim Shanowski in 10th. Jason Menda up to 6th after his spin earlier today. That brought out, I want to say, the second, if not third caution of this race, going at it with Ruben Altice.
Yeah, nice recovery by both Menda and Donnie Moore here. And, you know, Donnie, remember, he was in the top 5, so he's got some pace here.
May go outside the top 10. Yep, he's outside the top 10 this time. Maybe not. That is what you call a commentator's jinx. And there goes Kurt Smith. Todd Liston gave him the door. And can he save it? Yes, he can. No caution. We stay green.
I don't know how he saved that one, but wow, that was a good save there by Kurt Smith. But still, though, we go back and look at the leaders, and the leaders, I tell you, they're, you know, it looks like Matthew Thunhorst is a little quicker right now than JR.
Let's go to the lead. Let's go to the lead here. Matthew Thunhorst, last lap entering turn 3, dove it in hard, looking for the race lead. He's going to try it this time. No, peeks it back, tucks it back, and he stays right back for second position. Coming to 16 to go. A little bit of a bad exit, gassed it up a little bit too early, stays right there behind the 98.
Yeah, it's go time now. Now you've got to figure out where you're better and get this done, you know, because it's going to, once you start to make a pass, you're not going to make a pass just in one move. You're going to have to get your nose in there and then run maybe a lap or 2 beside him before you get an advantage. So wherever he goes, he's got to do it now.
Thunhorst diamond in the corner in 1 and 2. You see he's got the higher entry, goes for the lower exit, tries to get back on the gas before J.R. Shepard can. We've got 14 laps to go, and this is a 2-horse battle, maybe even a 3 or 4-horse battle. Belke and Morton closing in just inch by inch. But as I say that, top 2 pulling away. Go behind them, meanwhile, real quick. Altice and Menda side by side. That's for 6th position. Oh, boy, there goes Menda. Altice, excuse me, up on his side. Oh, boy, Alberto, it gets crazy again.
Boy, and Ruben had worked his way back up, too. Him and Menda, both from earlier problems.
Bruce Pearson also involved, but a head-on shot from Ruben Altice. All 4 wheels were off the ground. Shanowski gets a piece of it, and that's going to end a lot of nights here. Seneker was also involved. That is Short Track's version of the big one. Here you see it on your screen. Watch Shanowski. He takes a hard hit as well. Yeah, it wasn't a hard hit, excuse me, but into that inside wall, not where you want to be. But we're going to have just under 10 laps to go when we come back to the green. There you see Pearson. But what a ride from Altice. That may be the hardest hit of the season from what I've countered.
Yeah, that was a really tough hit. And right now you got Kurt Smith and Altice both have pulled into the pits here. I don't know if either one of them have a fast repair. They just need to get their optional repair. But they're rolling again, so they're not going to lose a lap here, which is a good thing. I mean, we're talking inside 10 to go here. And, yeah, you don't want to go a lap down now.
I think we'll have 7 laps to go when we come back to the green flag. And now everyone's starting to get a little bit impatient here. If you're Matthew Thunderhurst, gotta find a way to time this restart. Shepard likes to fire early, so you've got to try and figure out a way similar to that. Something happens amongst the front row. Belke and Morton could pounce. Here we go. Will be a 7-lap shootout when we come back to green. Keep in mind, this series does not do any overtime attempts at a green-white checkered. Shepard and Thunderhurst, row 1. Belke and Morton, row 2. Lowe and Mender, row 3. Moore and Pearson, row 4. Segala and Seneker round out the top 10. Here we go. 7 laps to go. Who's going to win it? Belke can't get there. This time Shepard fires early. We're back to green. Thunderhurst keeps it up on the outside. Nearly gets up to the corner panel. Shepard clears down the back. That is a huge clear for J.R. Shepard off of 4. Thunderhurst got loose off the corner and loses a car length to Shepard with 6 to go. Can he regain it though, John?
I don't know. These laps are going to click off quick here, and now he's going to try even harder to try to get off these corners. And we've seen these cars, when guys push them too far, bad things happen, and those back ends step right out.
Points lead would go down to 1 for Thunderhurst. Belke dirt tracking in the center of 1 and 2. He got way tight in the corner. That could help out. Morton look for 3rd position up on the outside. Does that work? 4 laps to go. Can Thunderhurst get it? It's down to about a car length off of 2. If you're Thunderhurst, you got to drive it hard here for these final 3 laps or your race could end. There it is. He tries to diamond the corner this time. Once more, it doesn't work out in his favor. 0.03 of a second faster was Shepard last time by. How will it be this time by as he sees 2 laps to go? It is the Shepard and Thunderhurst show for the rest of this race. This time by, Shepard was 0.06 faster. They'll see the white flag this time by. We'll have 1 lap to go between J.R. Shepard and Matthew Thunderhurst. Will Shepard make a mistake, or will he drive home scot-free to the finish line to put an exclamation point on what has been a great Saturday for him? 1 the late models, 1 the modified. Segala went around, and that was so close for Shepard, but he wins it anyway. Shepard wins at Southern National.
Oh, man. That took my breath away, Marty.
Oh, boy. Joe Segala was off the pace from a prior spin in turn number 2. Was trying to get it back going, and he didn't get the memo that the leaders were in the way, and he panicked, went back up to the outside. Car got light, went around right in front of Shepard, and I don't know how Shepard didn't get involved in that. I thought he was done.
I did too, to be honest with you. I'm just missed it.
He came oh so close to hitting Segala there. Shepard parks it in victory lane. We'll talk to your top 3 in just a moment. It's the Bootleg Racing League Grand National Series on Virtual Grip Network. And we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Southern National Motorsports Park, where we just had a great finish take place between J.R. Shepard, Matthew Thunhurst once again, and it got oh so close.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting there as we look at the finish here with JR winning the race and Matthew Thunhorst second. Justin Martin brings it home third. Austin Belkey comes in fourth. Jason Mendez in fifth with James Lowe sixth. Donnie Moore, who definitely had an up and down night, was back up towards the end of it, finishes seventh. Ryan Seneker comes home eighth. Tim Shanowski, who also had an up and down night, brings her home ninth. And Kurt Smith finishes 10th.
11th spot, Bruce Pearson. 12th, Todd Liston. 13th, Ruben Ortiz. 14th, Joe Segala. 15th, Adam Shane. 16th, Lowell Jewell. It was a wild one tonight, and we'll start here by talking with your race winner, J.R. Shepard. J.R., the first 99 laps were a fun one, but on the final lap, I had a feeling there was a cold red moment, and I'm probably sure you're not happy about it.
No, I'm good. This is one of those tracks that you really wish that you had lane choice on the restarts. I know Austin definitely did earlier, and it affected him. So if you start on the outside and you get any kind of a decent restart, it's a huge advantage. And it was tough. I was just waiting for Matt to be able to poke to the outside there, and I ran a little bit different line through one because I knew I had to get in there as hard as I could, and was just barely able to clear him.
Yeah, just talk about the way the outside line was working a little bit more tonight. We noticed it early on when Belkey took the lead, getting around Shanowski. I know you saw that in front of you as well. And then Belkey just had a tough exit. Then you got by him on the outside to clear him then for the lead, and then get control of the restarts and then just not look back.
Yeah, it's tough. These cars around this track, like I said, after you get 20 or 25 laps on the tires, even after the restarts, the car has a push late entry and through the center of the corner, and that makes you want to turn the wheel more. And then as you do that, you get on the throttle and the rear tires spin. So it's really tough when you can't use the whole track. Definitely the inside line is faster when you're by yourself, but when you're side by side with somebody, you want to be on that outside, get that good exit, good run off.
We're going to a fun one next week. We're going to a Lost Speedway. We're going to Myrtle Beach. Give us your perspective on what we should expect next week.
It's going to be a lot tougher than this track. If people think this track is tough, Myrtle Beach is extremely tough just because of how gritty the track is. It'll wear your tires out extremely fast, and you won't even know you're doing it until it's too late. So it's definitely a place you got to pay attention to. Fortunately, there's a couple of different lines that you can get around there in these cars, so you do have options. But it's one of those places also that when you're side by side, it's normally better to be the guy on the outside just because you can get that good run off.
Who would you like to give shout-outs to tonight?
Yeah, just thank you to the Bootleg Racing League for giving us a place to race on Fridays and Saturday nights. Of course, to Gargamel's Kitchen for being a great title sponsor in this series, and for coming back next season also to support us. So we really appreciate that. To my team, Different Path Motorsports, and of course to you guys at Virtual Grip Network. You do a great job making us look good, so we appreciate it, guys.
Great job tonight, JR.
Yep, thank you, guys.
J.R. Shepard taking home the win. Matthew Thunhurst finished in second. The Professor John Hine, you've got him.
Matthew, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy? Matthew Thunhorst, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, no worries, buddy. Hey, man, you know what? Another heck of a race, another race that's come down to the wire here. I know that you weren't in the position that you wanted to be in, but tell me about, walk me through those last laps. It looked like you experimented with a couple different lines there to try to reel JR back in there. The one that intrigued me the most was you were kind of diamonding the corner. How was that working?
Yeah, I kind of found something where diamonding it off was working really well in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 is just I don't know. It's just something about how it's a little bit tighter over there. Car didn't like it too much, and so it kept getting loose. But yeah, I was just throwing what I could at it because my best chances were on those restarts, and I couldn't get it done there. And so I was trying some different things, and it was working here and there. But I didn't take care of the right rear enough, and there those kind of after that last lap or two, or that one last restart, those couple last laps are just trying to keep it close, and my tires were not very pleased with my performance tonight. Let's put it that way.
If it makes you feel better, I don't know how many guys out there's tires were pleased with them at the end of this thing. There was a lot of slipping and sliding, but I was, like I said, really impressed to see you diamond in those because I could visually see the gap close every time you came out of two. And I was kind of curious why you weren't doing it in 3 and 4, but you just explained that. Once I saw you got loose about a lap before, two laps before the end there. Did that change anything at that point? Did you get conservative, or did you just go right back to work and try to reel him back down?
Nah, I mean, it was just still keep doing what I could, and it's very unlikely JR is going to make a mistake, but at least keep the pressure close that if, something happened, I could. But, it's just one of those things, tires weren't very happy with me and not a lot more I could get out of the car without possibly wrecking it. And, and then all of a sudden that last lap or whatever, we got the one car that was about to spin out. And it's like, oh no, how do we have to dodge this one? And thankfully he got out of the way right as me and JR got out there. But it was like, oh, this is a surprise I didn't want.
Yeah, that grabbed my attention. I wasn't even in a car. But, hey, excellent race tonight. It keeps the points close. The battle will rage on next week. Who would you like to give a shout-out to?
Just as usual, Lowell and BRL's a league, a couple more cautions tonight, but like you said, it's kind of more to the fact that this track's always hard and the setup, was a little loose, but not anything too bad, but still a good race for them and good things. It's always fun doing this with them every Saturday night. And John, you all at Virtual Grip for broadcasting us, and Gargamel's Kitchen for sponsoring us as well. And it's always fun getting to hang out with Austin and Justin, when it's always nice, it's not the best when we have a couple of cautions, but it always gives me a chance just to shoot the breeze with those two. So thanks to them, and thanks for everybody to watch.
Thank you, Matt. That is Matthew Thunhorst, our second place finisher tonight.
Matthew Thunhorst finishing third. Let's go to Justin Morton, our third place finisher. Justin, tonight, just walk us through your race as a whole.
Yeah, I was kind of just trying to chill for most of the race there. It probably didn't look like it, but just trying to make sure I was holding my position. I could sort of see that first place a lot. I just never could just get there. I had that one restart on the outside, and I just screwed up. So I'm happy with the third. I definitely had to fight for it with Austin there at the end. So it was a great racing with him for pretty much the entire time.
We saw a lot of passes for the lead, making it up on the outside. We noticed you were one of the drivers early that was working it on the bottom. Then when Shepard and Thunhorst got the line to work up top, I saw you immediately make your way up there. Was that a part of the strategy?
Yeah, it was part of the strategy. I knew the top was faster. I just kept getting loose, exiting the turn and just screwing up my exits. Definitely knew the top was better. I tried to be up there, made a few passes, and just didn't quite make the ones I really needed to get position.
Who would you like to give shout-outs to tonight?
I'd like to thank my team, Total Downforce Racing, Pixel Dust for the amazing paint, Gargamel's Kitchen for sponsoring our series, Lowell for running this great league, great group of guys that run here, and thank you guys for doing the broadcasting.
All right, Justin, we'll let you go. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Justin Morton finishing in the third position. I'd like to thank J.R. Shepard and Matthew Thunhorst, along with Justin Morton, for their time tonight in the booth for interviews. So, John, with that, we turn the page over to Myrtle Beach, which should be exciting. It's a Dale Jr. Law Speedway. I'm excited for it. I've never been to it on iRacing, but it's always exciting whenever races happen there.
Yeah, it's a fun track. It's a racy track. The word of the night, though, is going to be turtles, and those are those bumps coming out of turn 2 there. And I do plan on running. I don't think I'm broadcasting next week, so I am going to be in the field next week, and hopefully that doesn't cause more cautions, but I wouldn't hold your breath.
Alrighty. Well, it's going to be a fun one next week, so we appreciate you all joining on in. Again, tonight's race was brought to you by Gargamel's Kitchen, a food-grade nitrous oxide provider located in Denver, Colorado, and a proud sponsor of the Bootleg Racing League. Visit their office at 2045 South Valencia Street or give them a call at 720-707-6178. Next week, like I said, we are at Myrtle Beach Speedway. We'll be live at 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Our next Virtual Grip Network broadcast is Tuesday, February 15th at 8:50 p.m. It's the debut of the PGRL Premier Series from the World Center of Racing at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. On behalf of everyone at Virtual Grip Network and the Bootleg Racing League, Our host and admin in charge is Laurel Jewell, and on behalf of our producer, Daniel Handover, on behalf of my broadcast partner, John Hine, Marty Sakala, signing off. We congratulate J.R. Shepard on getting the win tonight at Southern National Motorsports Park. Thank you all for joining us. So long, everyone.